This one friend, and the first time that I met him, I was sitting at this lunch table and he walks over and all of my friends are like, oh, it's this guy. And I was like, oh, I don't know him. What's your name, bro? And then we just chatted up a little bit. And then eventually he says, I'm going to become a millionaire. Just straight up to me, like looking at me in the eyes. And I'm like, damn, okay. And I actually chuckle a little bit. And then he's like, what, you don't believe me? And this guy doesn't have good grades, and he's kind of a bit of a druggie, you know, dabbles in the weed and the vape and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I mean, no, dude, but you can prove me wrong. Like, please prove me wrong. I'd be so glad if you did. And he was like, okay. And then we get into this other conversation about how he's not how everybody perceives him to be, and how he's actually very hardworking and ambitious and all that kind of stuff. It's been 2 years since that point, and that guy has experienced no results in business. In fact, he's not even working on one. He has been ambitious for this long of a time. He's known that he's different, and yet he hasn't been able to do the correct actions in order to get him to his goal. And I expect you to be in that exact position, and I was in that exact position as well. And I want to show you exactly how I started taking action in my business, or whatever you want, dude. If you want to start taking action in schoolwork, or you want to start taking action in college, working towards that one job that you desire, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to become successful through your actions by stopping procrastination. The very first step to any kind of success in any area of life is action. It's not through the consumption of YouTube videos, which you probably already know by now. So I'm going to show you exactly how to control yourself on demand. So if you want to do that business work, you're going to go ahead and do that business work. If you want to go and do that schoolwork, you're going to do it. If you don't want to do social media, or if you don't want to do any kind of addiction that's holding you back, you're not going to do it. I'm going to show you exactly how to control yourself like that in this video, which is the most important trait that you can have in order to become successful. So strap in, because this video might save your life. I used to be incredibly ambitious as well, and I could not control myself, and I don't think there's any worse feeling than being incredibly ambitious and wanting this massive goal and then not actually putting in any effort towards it. And it's the worst feeling in the world, always pushing it off, always on social media and all this kind of stuff. And I understand exactly where you are, and I got out. And I want to show you exactly how to get into this state where I'm moving towards my goals at the utmost resilience. And once you get to that stage, you're going to realize, holy shit, this stage of living is so much more fulfilling than my previous stage. I used to always be chasing that dopamine, but now I can be fully content with the present moment and working on stuff and creating stuff. There's no better feeling than that, and I want you to experience that as well. So we're going to start out with step number 1, which is very basic, but it's very, very, very important. It's slowly increasing your input over time. So this procrastination thing isn't going to be reduced in one day. Instead, there's actually a piece of your brain, and it actually is the thing that gets you more and more disciplined. And in order for you to get more and more disciplined, you have to slowly increase that stuff over time. It's like a muscle, or else you're going to fail in the short term. So all of these dopamine detoxes, all of these monk modes, you need to throw that shit out the window. It's not going to help you at all, because that stuff makes you go into the hard stuff right away. Instead, we want to slowly wane off over time. That's just some surface level knowledge. We have to get that out of the way before we get into the actual deep shit. I want to do a quick exercise with you right now. So I want you to visualize yourself in your ideal state, where you feel a natural pull towards the work, and you just couldn't do the bad habits. You feel a natural barrier in between you and the bad habits. And it's just incredible, man. You're working all the time. You're creating stuff. You're working towards that great grade in school, or your passion in business. Just imagine those feelings that it gives you. So now fix your focus from the external, move into the internal. Who are you as a person?
Yeah,
what I want you to visualize this person as yourself right now.
I like doing videos.
I want you to take that person's traits, that person's personality, and infuse it as your own.
Music?
And now this is a very short process that I like to call identity modeling. So you take your future identity, your him state, where you're like working super hard in your goals, and you're listening to that inner voice that tells you to work harder, that inner voice that tells you to drop the drugs, drop the vices, and you're working on your goals at the utmost resilience. You're listening to that voice, and you're not listening to your lower state of thinking that wants the instant dopamine and things like that. So you're modeling that character that you want to become. And I understand that this might sound kind of stupid, coming into this YouTube channel for the first time, coming across that piece of information for the first time. You're probably like, that sounds kind of weird. Identity modeling, what the hell? just trust me, over time, once you continue visualizing this character over time and you keep infusing yourself with those personalities and beliefs, you won't only feel it.
I think what he means here is that you have someone, an idea of someone that you want to become, and that you should every single day strive to become a little bit more closer to that person.
When you're actually visualizing, you'll start feeling it throughout the entire day. You'll start actually embodying that character that you want to become. And that's the magic of visualization and slowly rewiring your mind over time. I was on a call with...
I personally use a trick that works phenomenally and that somebody gave to me and has given to many people, and that worked very well for a lot of them, which is you get a piece of paper, you write down what you want your life to be. For example, I wake up with the sunrise, I watch the birds sing, I look at the sky, I sun gaze, I sunbathe, I rest, I eat natural foods, I allow myself to listen to my body, and I do what draws me, what calls me from within. And from my experience, whenever I write such things and I leave in the drawer and I forget about the paper, 4 months later, for example, I look at the paper and I'm like, "Oh, this became true. I even forgot. I kind of made this intention, so to speak." You have to try that. I mean, this YouTube channel is a consequence of that.
my mom about like 1 year ago or so, and she was talking about affirmations. She was like, Luke, I saw this news article where it was like this one girl went in front of her mirror and she said, I love myself to herself every single day. And at the beginning, it sounded so stupid. And then at the end, she actually stopped being depressed. And I was like, yeah, okay, mom. But now I actually understand the true power of affirmations.
Yeah, it worked very well for me too. You see, I was very ugly, and then I started saying in the mirror, "You are so beautiful. I am so beautiful. I am so beautiful. I am so beautiful." And by the 7th month, as you can see, I became Chad. I became a PSL god. Can't you see that? It's because I believed and I manifested. It doesn't work that way. He knows it, you know it.
And the importance of them when you actually want to embody a specific kind of person, because you have to understand that we don't actually want to change your habits and not change yourself. Instead, we change yourself and your habits change as a result of that.
Totally
so
agree.
If we can embody that kind of character that you want to become, and there's something that I like to call your him state, that higher level thinking that wants you to create and wants you to move away from those vices, then we can easily achieve every single external result that you desire. Because once you become the kind of person to achieve $10,000 per month, you're going to get that $10,000 per month, and the only
10K to the side. If you want to become the person that you have been thinking about being, for example, you want to be more tolerating towards others and towards yourself, you want to be more calm, more serene, more hopeful, you want to be more energized, you understand what I mean, more committed, to have better ideas. In my perspective, and I'm for sure not the only one saying this, you can never reach that unless you start eating more naturally. The farther you are from natural human food, the worse you'll feel, the more depressed, the more motivationless, etc., etc. If you want to be that person that you desire, I'm not talking about, oh, I want to be an obsessive human that chases around money or whatever. No, I mean, by the end of the day, what you want is to feel inner peace. You want to feel fulfilled. You want to feel well in your own skin. Thus, you need to eat the 3 types of natural foods. Number 1, fatty meat. Fatty meat is available year-round everywhere. Ideally, go for ruminants in this chaotic world that we live in. It's the cleanest meat you can still get. you have to eat mostly like seared because you need the rawness to give you total nutrition. If you want, you can have egg yolks once in a while or even more often. And thirdly, only on autumn, but you can choose to do it yearly, sweets, fruit, honey. Some people like those maple syrups or whatnot. If you stick to these three, you will feel much better than you ever felt. You have no idea how much the pastas and breads and sodas and whatnot, that the artificial factory made foods have been hindering your optimal feeling and thus your optimal performance on all levels of life: physical, emotional, mental.
Thing holding a person whose identity is aligned with that 10K from that 10K is just time. So it usually takes.
There is a guy, I don't remember, that said, don't chase after being a millionaire for the million, but for the person you will become. And this guy is kind of hinting at that, which is great, that you want to get there by being someone different, by being the guy that has 10K amount. If you want to have a Rolls Royce as your daily driver, you need to be the personality of a person that drives a Rolls Royce on a daily basis. If you want to have that beautiful house by the beach, you have to embody the personality of the people who have houses by the beach. And thus you can only basically mimic them through acting and through gradually changing your mindset and consequently your daily habits towards that person. You cannot have a Ferrari unless you have the personality of a Ferrari owner. Whatever, that is one thing that all Ferrari owners have in common. Whatever that is, find that out, embody that, and you will have your Ferrari. Whether it's on your name or not, you will have it as a daily driver if you do what Ferrari daily drivers do and feel and think.
Around 6 months to 1 year in order to achieve that $10,000 per month.
I'd recommend you don't put deadlines on yourself.
Who is aligned with $10,000 per month.
The only deadline in
what
life,
alignment is, just think about all the necessary actions.
Is that you are aging. You are peak fertility at your teens, and now you're aging. For me, I ruined my teens and my 20s because I was obsessed with career and accomplishments and whatnot. Would I have been more attentive about eating naturally, following my instincts? If it smells good, if it tastes good, I eat it from whatever is raw and natural. If not, don't. Become beautiful that way, feel well, attract a partner, create children. You don't even have to have a partner and have children to feel well in your skin for as long as you eat naturally. But the thing is, this type of behavior that I used to have, chasing the Wolf of Wall Street books and whatnot, and the courses and selling, and I'm gonna be a millionaire and I'm gonna do passive income and whatnot. Have a YouTube channel, do some paintings, start a book, whatever. Do things that might eventually give you passive income. Try to sell them. If this YouTube video will ever start making money for me, perfect. But I only do it when I want to do it and because I feel good doing it and it inclines me internally to do so. You should never bet on the money that you don't have, meaning you should only bet on the present. If you are doing a business, do it for the present because you enjoy creating businesses, because you are inspired by Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or whoever.
You need to take to get to that $10,000 per month and not truly procrastinate. Think about all those actions.
If you find yourself procrastinating and you are eating naturally, it means you actually don't enjoy what you're doing. You're actually chasing something that is not appropriate for you. Some people, I have a friend who does digital marketing, and he likes that. I have 2 friends doing so, and they just commit themselves a lot of hours to that, and they apparently kind of enjoy it. It's natural to them. For me, it's natural to learn a lot, listen, and then to speak, create websites, create paintings, whatever. You should follow what comes from within. You should do what this guy does from a principle perspective, but not exactly what he does. Let's imagine he dresses how he feels that mimics his personality. So don't dress like him, dress like what mimics your personality. See what I mean?
Are the actions that align you to that goal, and you want to include as many of those actions into your routine as possible. And you already...
For example, you want to feel well in your skin. Start waking naturally around sunrise. Start eating more natural foods. Check Paul Saladino, but don't consume the dairy. Start breathing purer air. Start spending most of your day in the park. Go home only to eat and change clothes and sleep. Start gradually building yourself up. If you're now eating just ultra processed foods every day, 100%, drop it to 90 and do the 10% animal based. Then drop it to 80 and do 20% animal based. Gradually become that person that you want to be. Don't force yourself. Don't be punishing yourself. Just do it gradually, just like you would have a little kid and you are weaning him off previous parents that were not treating him well, and now you're winning him in to health, to well-being.
The exact actions, obviously, all what you're doing is procrastinating. I see so many people saying, I don't know where to start. The start is on all these YouTube videos. You know, that dropshipping tutorial. It's telling you to research the product. So step number 1, research the product. You know exactly how to start doing it. You're just lazy as fuck. And you're listening to that bottom level thinking that's telling you to go on the couch and smoke weed all the time. You do not want to be listening to that thing, because that thing is aligned with the exact outcome that you do not want. So as I was saying, affirmations are absolutely critical to do every single day. I included a worksheet. It's going to be in the description, and it shows you exactly how to create them. If you liked this video, my channel name is him, not because I'm him, but because we're all striving to be him, and I will get you into that dream character just as I have today if you actually implement everything that I said. I want to make it to the top with you, so I don't want to be this like cult leader over you. I want to instead show you the exact things that I'm doing in order to get incredibly successful. I have no